This is Matt Russell, and welcome to the DailyFX Forum.
So here are the four pairs that I will be discussing this evening: the Euro Pound, the Aussie Kiwi, the Pound Swiss, and the Euro Swiss. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts. The first chart is the Euro Pound. If you recall, during last week I mentioned this doji candle with a long wick to the upside. I would still maintain a bearish bias against the high of this doji candle, the high around just above the 92 figure. So again, I would have a bearish bias against that area. Ideally, I'd like an entry at least halfway up this candle wick, and again, we'd place our stop above the high of that doji. The next chart is the Aussie Kiwi, and prices are once again testing the lower channel line. This is the channel that I've been using for the pair for the past several weeks, and we could see prices penetrated there and then close back above it. I like the long trade here. I would still have a long bias against the low of this candle wick right here, which is just beneath that 120 figure at 119.85, and with prices right now just above with a 120 figure, this does represent a small risk and a very high reward. So this is a trade that I would look to set up over the next 24 hours. Again, my confidence is low because this line is being tested a lot, and the more times a line is tested, the more likely it is to fail. But again, when the risk to reward is this favorable, there's nothing stopping us from entering the trade. The next chart is the Pound Swiss, and this is essentially the inverse of the Euro Pound chart. Long doji candle with a long wick to the downside. So again, I would have a bullish bias against the low of this doji candle, and the low of the doji is about the 162.20 area, but prices are well above that area right now, about 230 pips above it. So again, I would look for prices to come down at least halfway down the length of that wick and look to enter, and again, place our stop beneath that low. The next chart is the Euro Swiss, and I wanted to zoom out a little bit here and give you a better perspective of the longer term support line formed by the mid-October low as well as the late March low over here, and we can see the prices are hovering just a few pips above that area, about 50 to 75 pips above that line right now. So again, I would wait for the next 24 to 40 hours and see if prices do come down to that area. We'd look to enter just above that support line with a stop maybe 50 to 75 pips beneath the support line. Again, my name is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for a preview of the DailyFX forums. I want to go ahead and formally welcome everybody to the DailyFX forum. And I want to explain a little bit about the forum and the wealth of information that you can obtain from the forum, and how to go about doing so, how to find the things you want. So I'm just going to dive right in right now, and this is DailyFX.com, and this is usually how I navigate my way towards the forums. Obviously, you know, it really depends on each individual how they access the forums, but this is how I go ahead and do it. I go DailyFX.com, go ahead and click on the forum on top, and this brings you to the DailyFX forum homepage, and this highlights the most recent posts with the subject. So if you see anything that you're interested in, you can obviously go ahead and click. What I like to do is click on the forums tab like this, and go ahead and view the forums in the normal, typical way that forums are set up. And here you go. There are a bunch of threads down here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go directly to the forum, the video you just viewed, where you viewed it. So let's go ahead. This is the DailyFX Instructor Tips Forum, identifying trades with DailyFX. That's me. And go ahead and click on the most recent post. So this is where you are right now viewing the video, although the video will be the video beneath this one that you're watching right now. So normally when I'm on the forums, and what I would do is just scroll up to the top. Certainly you can check out any of my previous videos, and you know, especially if I did mention them in the report or in the video that you're viewing at that moment. And what I will do is go ahead and click on the forums, and then look for the forums that I like, you know, that I have interest in. One of them would be the Euro Dollar forum, and this, again, it's really up to each individual trader as to exactly how they want to use the forum. Personally, what I like to do, the first thing I do is I'll go to the Euro Dollar thread, I'll go and click on the latest post. And what I'll do here is, and again, I just want to, you know, really emphasize this point. It depends on your exact mindset when you're viewing. And me as a trader, I have some experience. So what I do and how I personally use the forum is I go through and I'll read what people are saying about the euro, what their trade ideas are. I certainly, you know, try to maintain my own individual objectivity, and I really don't pay much attention to what other traders are saying in terms of my trading. I'm not going to certainly see something on a forum and then go jump into a trade, but what it will do, it will open my eyes to certain trading opportunities, maybe a certain line or a certain time frame that I haven't looked at before. So that's one way that I personally like to utilize the DailyFX forum. But certainly for newer traders, there are plenty of topics that you can go over. Let's say you might not be well versed in terms of certain currency pairs that you want to learn about. Scalping, you might not know what Elliott wave is. You can go ahead and click there and see exactly what you can, what you can understand, what you might not understand, and then certainly feel free to ask questions about any of these topics that you have. Maybe the carry trade, maybe you have some questions about that, or the sentiment, the SSI, or the latest economic news, FX programmers, the webinars, MT4. Any questions about active trader, you can go ahead and click on those threads. So again, it's very free, very open, and there is a wealth of information here and just waiting for to be utilized. Again, this is Matt Russell. Thank you for listening.